In this video, the Avengers Endgame SH Figuarts Hulk will be putting on the Nano Gauntlet. So in my previous video, of course, I did a review of the Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Iron Spider. And it's great news for those of you who picked up the Avengers Endgame SH Figuarts Hulk figure, as that Nano Gauntlet will fit onto this one, finally. I guess some people would say it's better late than never. So here is the Professor Hulk, as we call him in the Avengers Endgame. And those of you who watched my review will know that I was half and half on this figure. It looks pretty decent. The quantum suit is quite nice, or time travel suit as you call it. But I think it lacked a lot of accessories. Of course, mostly the Nano Gauntlet, but also the head sculpt. I think it didn't have the glasses, and also there's no grinning face, smiley face, aggressive face. They just gave us a normal Hulk face, and the alternative head was just eyes looking to the side. So that was a little bit disappointing. And maybe it's just the way the Hulk figure is built, but the articulation seemed a bit stiff to me at that time. But overall, it's a decent looking figure, but I think it put a lot of people off simply because of the lack of accessories. Now, I think Tamashii Nations are going for the route like Mafex. They do release figures where they give you the accessory and you can fit it onto the previous figures. So it's the first time we actually get to do that on the Tamashii Nations line. So here it is, the Nano Gauntlet, which we had a brief look in the Iron Spider review. And to me, it's very detailed. I do like it. It's quite realistic if you're talking about a 1/12 scale. Now, the only thing I would say is probably the Infinity Stones are a bit dull. They could be a bit more colourful. But I guess you can't really make them light up, can you? But anyways, we're going to test the articulation first. Now, what I like about this is, of course, you can do the most iconic articulation, and that is the snap, which Hulk will be doing. And the rest of the fingers also move as well. They go downwards as well as upwards, and of course go left and right. And if we take a look at the inside, you can see there is a circle there, which is perfect for the peg of the Hulk hand. So it's not just a plain plastic. This is purposely made for Hulk. So the Avengers team are ready for Hulk to snap back the last 5 years. Now, it is easier said than done to just snap on the Nano Gauntlet onto his right hand, but there are some things I want to take into consideration before I do so. Firstly, does the Nano Gauntlet fit on perfectly? Is it too big? Is it too small? And of course, the most important thing, would it weigh down the right hand? Because if it's a bit too heavy, he won't be able to do the iconic pose where he's about to snap, which is very important. So that's something we're going to have to take a look at. So if you just have it in this pose like I do now, the left hand holding onto the gauntlet, I think it looks fantastic already. This is already a massive upgrade for the Hulk figure, and it already improves the figure overall. Of course, most people would probably not want this pose. They do want the gauntlet in the actual hand. But to me, to have this as a pose, I think it looks pretty good as well. So I'm just going to put down the gauntlet, so his left hand is able to pick it up with ease. And then we're going to take off the right hand. And this is the moment. Like he says in the film, it's like I was made for this. So put the gauntlet in. And you do hear a little snap. And there is the connection of the Nano Gauntlet onto the Hulk figure. And doesn't that look fantastic? It is a major improvement for this figure, which to a lot of people it was a disappointment. They even went for some of the other companies, which actually included the gauntlet. So now SH Figuarts finally have the gauntlet on the Hulk hand, and he's going to be able to do the snap. There it is. And if you take a look from the back as well. Now, to some people, it could be still slightly too big. There are some slight gaps, but I think that's the best they can do. And to me, I think that's decent enough. Guess I can't complain too much. It is a bonus accessory from the Spider-Man. But this gauntlet, I must admit, they should have included in the figure from the start. And I think the sales would have gone up a bit more. All we need is probably the aggressive face, which is something they need to do. Maybe a third-party company or maybe another head sculpt from another figure later on. But they do need that aggressive shouting face as he does during the film, as he snaps. And here's the other pose on his knees, in anger, in pain. And then of course his whole suit is damaged, the gauntlet is damaged, and the rest look on. So yeah, I think this pose would look pretty good as well, on one knee. That is what he does after his snap, and I'm most likely going to keep it like this. Now the Nano Gauntlet will not be for Iron Spider, I guess. Most of the pose I'll probably leave it like this, and to me that's already a massive upgrade for this figure. So it's a great job from Tamashii Nations Bandai. Better late than never. So what does everyone think of the Nano Gauntlet fitted onto this Hulk figure? Would you now be persuaded into picking up both these figures just to create that iconic scene? Or do you still prefer the Endgame Hulk from any of the other companies? Or maybe you're just happy with your current SH Figuarts Hulks from the previous lines. I still prefer the Infinity War version, as that's more of a definitive look, but for an Endgame Hulk, I think the Nano Gauntlet has improved it a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for more SH Figuarts videos, including the review of the Avengers Endgame Captain Marvel SH Figuarts next. Thanks for watching and see you next time.